Okay, thank you so much. Hope you have enjoyed the first part of our meeting. So we have the second part, which is basically what is my watch list. This is my real watch list for this month. So this is on the assumption that I have already invested in all these companies. Where do I actually find all these companies? So these are the companies that you all have selected over the past few months. So yes, this will be my watch list now. What is the theme for my watch list this month? So as per usual, usually I have an investment theme as in THEME. Then from this investment theme, I will actually narrow down what are the stocks that meet this theme. So it's actually quite related to Ken's question. Ken, I haven't forgot your questions. So of course, a lot of stocks has actually moved up already. Quite a bit of stocks have actually moved up. And of course, we are quite lucky to have spotted some of them. Maybe we just go through. We actually saw like Propnex just now. If you could recall, okay, I think I'm opening up too many of the folders already. Okay, so for February, we're actually looking at things like UOB, OCBC. So obviously the prices have actually went up since February. We also have looked at things like Yangzijiang. So if you have been with us since the early part of the year, you should be quite happy. When we actually look at Yangzijiang, probably in Feb, it's about this kind of price. Today actually went up already. Then of course, certain stocks that we didn't choose but appear in my watch list, like for example, Fortress Minerals. I heard it actually made some coffee money for some. Okay, so you can see it's actually spiked up. Okay, and things like World Precision. So this we actually didn't really discuss, but it actually appeared in my what they call it, in my watch list. And the most recent one is things like, for example, Hourglass. Okay, Hourglass, the price surge. Okay, and of course, like Propnex, which we actually discussed just now, Propnex. The price also surges. So I'm not sure whether it's one of your the corporate. Arvin, how many do you buy, Arvin? Okay, so anyway. Anyway, my point is a lot of stocks have actually moved up already. So the question is, is there anything else still to buy? Okay, so the answer is yes. So what I did was this. I actually go and review my previous watch lists. Okay, so of course, I have like, I do watch list 20 stocks for every month. So I just look at the previous watch list to see what are the stocks that haven't really moved up significantly. Okay, so most of them have moved up, but some actually still not very significant yet. And I realized that I can classify them into a few good parts. Okay, like for example, there's one category I realized good business due to COVID. Okay, so we are talking about Value Max. So Value Max is is a pawn, the pawn shop, pawn as in PAWN. Don't get me wrong, PAWN, the pawn shop. Okay, so they are actually into money lending. So obviously this period, there are people who actually need that money. So their business has been actually getting better. So Value Max. Okay, MedTech and MedTech Riverstone, they are actually into medical disposable. So of course, as we noted that COVID is not going to go away so quickly, the need for the gloves okay, is still going to be very strong. So in fact, I think it may even go up. So I realized that every time they do one testing, they will actually change the glove. Every time they do one vaccination, they will actually change the glove. So I believe the demand for the gloves will actually continue to be strong, and yet the prices haven't really moved over the past year. So this is actually quite interesting. So Tianjin Zhongxing is actually a retail company selling Chinese medicine. So of course, there are still people who actually believe that certain Chinese medicine is good against the COVID. So all these are stocks whereby I think they are still good, or there is a reason for me to look at them, and yet the prices haven't moved significantly. Let's say, for example, Riverstone. Take a look at Riverstone. So of course, last year there was a surge, then it actually came down. Then you can see that the prices has been relatively flat. Then things like Value Max. Okay, so you can see the prices hasn't been very spectacular. Okay, yeah, okay, the prices hasn't been very spectacular. So of course, it's not like, unlike the other charts. So of course, maybe this one, okay, this one is actually still not too bad. But then if you look at the valuation, it's actually still quite okay. 5% dividend, okay, price to book low, so on and so forth. Okay, so I have identified this company. Okay, okay, growth business. So another category I realized I actually thought would be quite interesting is actually growth business. Okay, Kim Lee, you all know, is the food court business. So recently they have invested, if I'm not wrong, into a halal food business. It's actually quite a significant investment for them. So global investment is actually quite similar to Hotong. They are also an investment company, and of course, investment in general has been doing well. Sing Shipping has been doing well, and obviously the tech companies has been doing quite well. Okay, so these are the companies we have identified before. Okay, and the prices hasn't really moved up significantly for growth business. Okay, recovery business. So basically, these are the business that are affected by COVID. Okay, and there is a chance that they may actually recover soon. So like, for example, Sembcorp. Okay, Sembcorp energy business. So this one not really affected by COVID, but of course, now Sembcorp has transformed itself. They have hived off Marine. They are focusing on the energy business. Maybe it's a good time to take a look at them to see whether they recover. Okay, HC Surgical and TalkMed, they are quite involved in medical tourism. So we probably going to expect medical tourism to slowly come back, and maybe they stand a good chance. Genting, so obviously they have been very affected. So hopefully, I think they will get better this year or next. Capital REIT Office, if you think Office is slowly coming back, and CapitaLand actually suffered a loss last year. So very likely this year will actually come back. So it's a good time. So this is basically a recovery team. So I also pick up some stocks under the recovery team. And lastly, for dividend yield, I still can find stocks that actually give very good dividend yield. Okay, F&N, beverage business, Singapore O&G is a healthcare, gynae business, Hong Leong Finance, okay, banking business, they still give very good dividend yield. Okay, so these are the 20 stocks in my watch list. Okay, so Ken, hopefully I answered your question. So hopefully I answer your question. Okay. So in that sense, this is what I'm looking on now. Maybe not so much of the blue chip. So a lot of blue chip are expensive. DBS, I'm not sure whether it went back to $30. It's expensive already. The REITs are expensive. Now I'm actually looking at, very thematic kind of investment, which you realize the market cap is actually not too large. This one is about 100, 300 million. And so these are the few themes I'm actually looking at now. Still good business during the COVID, growth business, recovery business, or they still give very good dividend yield. And most importantly to me is that the price haven't moved up too significantly. Also, these are the stocks I'm actually looking at right now.